Hi there, Dan Sanchez with Coldwell Banker, managing broker. So this little video is going to show you how real estate agents and developers can steal your property. So it's a true story. A couple of years ago, there was maybe 4 years ago. Now I knew the couple, the sellers, but I didn't know their house was for sale. So some of this story I learned after the fact. But turns out I knew everybody involved in it. So I know what happened. It's a sad story. So what happened was this couple, they felt that their house was worth, say, $500,000. Now, at $500,000, they were just going to be getting out of it. They weren't going to be making any money. They were going to have to get the bank to take less for the mortgage. And they were also in the process of getting divorced. This whole terrible situation. Well, they decided that their house was worth $500,000 or whatever, and they took out an ad in Craigslist, tried to sell it themselves. Well, along comes a real estate agent who says, "Look, I work with some real estate developers. I've got a buyer for your house. I can get you more than $500,000 for it, and I'm going to charge a very small fee." Actually, you know what? I'm not going to charge you a fee. I'm going to get the buyer to pay me. And guess what? I can get you $600. Well, of course, the couple was really excited that, they thought the house was worth $500 because, that's what some online valuation system said it was worth. And here's this real estate agent says he can get them $600 for it without even listing the property, and buyer's going to pay his fee. Great. What they didn't know was that another house could be built in the backyard, and developers will pay as much as a third of the value of the finished product for the land. So as an example, if a developer was going to build a $750,000 townhouse, which is what townhouses were selling for at the time, if a developer is going to build a $750,000 townhouse, they're happy to pay as much as $250,000 for the land. Okay, so the backyard of this house alone was worth $250,000. Okay, the real estate agent didn't tell them that. Developer didn't tell them that. So what happens is the couple, they wind up selling the house for $600,000, which actually meant that they could pay the bank back, and they each were going to split. They wound up splitting $10,000 in the remaining profit, $5,000 each, and the wife and her two kids were now looking for low-income housing somewhere. Okay. In the meantime, they built a brand new house in the backyard and remodeled the front house. The back house sold for $750,000. The front house sold for $750,000. Total of $1.5 million. And it turned out I knew the developer that built the front house, and he had been brought in by the real estate agent later, and I asked him, I said, "You would have paid $750,000 for the whole property, right?" And without question, he said, "Yeah, he definitely would have." So in this case, the real estate agent conspired with the real estate developer to buy the property for $150,000 less than it was worth. A real estate developer would have been happy if it were listed properly, or if they had proper advice about what the house was worth, with the idea of being able to build in the backyard. It was definitely worth $750,000, $500,000 for the house, and $250,000 for the back. They thought it was worth $5,000. They took an offer for $6,000 and left $150,000 on the table. So instead of splitting $150,000, they split $10,000. And all because they trusted a real estate agent that knocked on their door and said, "Look, I've got a developer friend. Don't worry, they're going to pay me, and I'm going to get more for the property than you think it's worth." Of course, never telling them that it was actually worth way more. And it's just one of the saddest stories that I know, because they were struggling to find low-income housing. They could have split $150,000. Instead, $150,000 went into a couple of greedy people's pockets. So, I think, you have to throw your pride away, just because you think your house is, that you can handle it yourself and you don't need to pay somebody for advice, or, you can do it yourself because, you've read a book or something. People will come in and take advantage of your ego and your pride and steal from you. And that was legal. They actually, as far as I know, didn't break any laws. So that's just one of the methods that can be used, and I'm going to get very specific about how it's done differently also in the next video. How they'll mail you contracts in the mail, and I'm going to go through what those contracts look like. So that's going to be for the next video.